Good morning, welcome to the full day of eating. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how I get in almost 4,000 calories for just over £14 a day, which isn't too bad considering I actually get micronutrients in my diet, unlike so many people. I'm not just living off oats, which means that I'm not shitting myself all the time, which is also pretty handy. So we're going to get into the video now, obviously cycle through the meals, talk a little bit about what I'm having, why I'm having it, and all of those sorts of things. So hopefully you guys enjoy the meal. And it's time to make meal one. You will see that I'm just adding up the cost for this meal. This one isn't too expensive, but it is sort of middle of the range price-wise. So 100 grams of blueberries, 100 grams of cherries going in first. Then we grab the yogurt, 350 grams, 0% fat skewer. Add some salt to that bad boy in a minute. And a bit of hot water so the berries aren't absolutely freezing and I get a brain freeze, because nobody likes a brain freeze. Toast goes into the toaster. Where else would you put it? We finish off adding the skewer, and then we need to wash that up and recycle it. Not that my bin men are going to collect it anyway, because they hate us, which is never ideal. Next step is adding the cashew butter. So we've got 30 grams of that. Sometimes I'll put it in the smoothie, sometimes I'll put it on the toast and create a nice jam and cashew butter sandwich, just depending upon what I fancy for the day. Speaking of the toast, that is done. So it is time to put some jam on that bad boy once we blend up the smoothie. Yes, people, how are we doing? Welcome back to the YouTube. We have got a full day of eating for you today. So I'm going to be showing you guys how I get in almost 4,000 calories on a daily basis as someone with a low appetite. And it is possible, you just need to know that how. So I'm going to be breaking down each of my meals, how I'm making them. You'll be able to see exactly that, and the cost of them all. So make sure to stay tuned for the rest of the video. He says 25 seconds in, like a boring guy. Jeez. So meal one here, we got some toast and jam. I put one piece on top of the other so that the bottom bit doesn't get jammy and then I get jam all over the hands. Then I got 350 grams of Greek yogurt here. 0% fat, because then it means I get more jam, and who doesn't want more jam? Some salt, and then 100 grams blueberries, 100 grams cherries in that bad boy as well. That is why it is the most purple thing you have ever seen, aside from Mace Windu's lightsaber. Wow, Star Wars reference that early into the video. And it's time to make the coffee. I've recently got an AeroPress, so deciding between that and the mocha pot, it has to be the AeroPress. After trying it, it is just far better, and it's so simple to use. Filter goes into the bottom bit, you screw that on, you pop that on top of the cup, unlike I did on the first day and water pissed out everywhere. Put the coffee in, if in doubt, pour all the coffee in. Then we just add some hot water to that bad boy, let it sit after stirring for a second, and plunge it in. Oh yes, so most important part of the day done. No, it's not check-ins with my clients, it is coffee made. That was a joke. Obviously all of my clients are incredibly important to me. But just got the AeroPress, day 2 of the AeroPress, and I've got to say it beats the mocha pot hands down for sure, because it's easier to clean, it's faster to clean, it's faster to make, and it tastes better. Like literally wins all around. I'm gonna burn myself now. It's good. It's very good. And even the coffee grounds that I'm using at the moment are not very nice. And it still tastes pretty damn good. It tastes way better than it did in the mocha pot, so that was good. But moral of the story is, don't buy the cheapest coffee from Aldi. I bought the wrong one by mistake. It is not a good day. So gonna get cracking with some check-ins with the team. Got an email to write, and then a couple of landing pages for some sort of free guides that I've got together. So if you are interested in any of those, then just check it out. I've got one up on fat loss phases at the moment and how to run those without just fucking it all up, which is obviously not ideal. So avoiding fuck up free fat loss, how to get lean without just getting skinny, and then how to build muscle mass without getting fat, all of which are very ideal scenarios. So check those out. I'm gonna get to work. You guys are gonna see me for meal 2. 2 is here, and we have got a chili meal here. So 750 grams of beef mince goes in there. I put that in the bin and wash up my fingers because I don't want to be dirty. Rice goes in the container as well. You did get a glimpse of my feet there, so you owe me at least a fiver for that bad boy. We peel the carrots, chop the ends off those so they are all ready to go, and then dice them up and chuck them in the thing. Unfortunately, I forgot that you guys kind of need to see what I'm doing, so I didn't show you that with the camera, which is not particularly ideal, but here we go. Now, next up is the mushrooms and the peppers. We chop all of those, getting rid of any dodgy bits, and we are ready to go. I try not to chop my fingers off, but you know how it goes. Hopefully we are okay. Today we came out unscathed. Next up, we pop the spinach in because more micronutrients. I don't weigh any of these veg. It's just a rough amount, fairly similar each time. You don't need to worry about tracking the calories of that. And then we are going to wash up the tinned tomatoes and the kidney beans and crush them with a can crusher because #recycling. Then it's time to divide up the rice and make sure that we have got a fairly even portion. Again, I don't weigh it out. I'm eating all the meals anyway, so I don't need to spend the time doing that. It's just wasting time in the kitchen for food that you're going to eat. It's going to be all accurate. But if you were cooking with someone else, yeah, maybe then we want to weigh that one out. And final step is to add the cheese before we go on to make the smoothie. Today is pineapple and mango. We've got 100 grams of each. So this meal is going to be topping out at 100 grams of carbs, or 125 depending on if I have a squares bar for this meal. And we are in, not for pull, but for meal number 2, which is rice and chili. Now this is one of the more expensive meals for the day because we've got a fair chunk of micronutrients in here that obviously adds up. So this and my chicken mince meal are the more expensive, ingredient heavy ones. Now this isn't always meal 2, it's sometimes meal 2 or it's sometimes meal 5, because what I do with this is, as you will have seen, I cook a load of portions for it, and I prefer to do that at the end of the day rather than like in the middle of the day when I've got work scheduled and that sort of thing. So 100 grams of protein here, 100 grams of protein? No, 100 grams of carbs, 45 grams of protein, 15 grams of fat here. I will have a squares bar with whatever is meal 2. So that's either the Rice Krispies, caramel chocolate, or the cookies and cream one if I can find it, but it's so hard to find because that one is amazing. And I think they might have descheduled it, to be fair. Descheduled it? What's the word I'm looking for? Descheduled? Decommissioned, maybe. That might be it. And then mango and pineapple smoothie here. Tropical nectar of the gods. Lovely meal. So I'm going to tuck into this and crack on with the rest of my day. Seem to have lost the recording for working out the cost of meal 2, but it is one of the more expensive ones for the day because it's got a good chunk of veg and micronutrients in. So on to meal 3 now. This is a fairly cheap one. It's just protein oats with some dark chocolate. So we put the oats in, we then drown that in some water, microwave that bad boy for 3 to 3.5 minutes. Make sure to put some salt in there as well because electrolytes, hydration. Raspberries are going in because they are the best frozen fruit for oats. We just mix all of that up until it's the desired consistency, and I portion that out into 2 meals because I make 2 at the time because the bowl can hold it and it saves me some time tomorrow. Plus this one only takes 15 minutes anyway, so it's not too bad. Then I will add the dark chocolate onto each of the meals. I'll stick the second one into the microwave to melt it so I can really spread that one out, but it's okay like this for here. Then we just chuck a couple of dates in there, but unfortunately I haven't been on any of those recently. Yes people, so pre-workout meal going in. We've got 60 grams of oats, 45 grams of whey, 20 grams of dark chocolate. There's an 85 and a 70%. The 70 is coffee, and coffee dark chocolate is absolutely unreal. Also got some raspberries and 40 grams of dates in there because dried fruit is OP for bulking. It's such low volume, it's crazy. So highly recommend that. Goal of this meal is literally just to get something in which is going to be reasonably slow digestion but not sat in my stomach in an hour and a half when it comes to me actually training legs. So that's why the volume of this meal is a little bit lower. It's actually my lowest calorie meal of the day for that reason, because especially before legs I do tend to feel pretty sick during the session if I'm still full. Feeling sick is not an ideal circumstance if you want to push intensity and get a lot out of what you're doing. At this point you might be wondering, does this guy change his t-shirt all the time? And the answer is no. I've clearly filmed this on multiple days, just for those of you that were suspecting this already. So we have got the post-workout meal going in here, 150 grams of chocolate shreddies, 45 grams of whey protein, 2 grams of salt, and then 30 grams of raisins straight to the dome. Nice and easy meal to get in here. Post-workout meal is going in. I've just finished up a pool session here, and I've realised that I am matching the bowl, which is pretty damn handy. Standard, trained by JP. I'm a bodybuilder. Did you know I'm a bodybuilder top? So very, very simple meal here. You will have seen already me doming the raisins, because that is the best way to eat raisins. You just have to go like that and be reminded of your memories as a child eating raisins out of a box, because who doesn't want to do that? So literally 45 grams of whey here, nothing crazy, and then 150 grams of chocolate shreddies. They are the only cereal I found that is just as good when you start bulking as when you finish, because they're really low volume, they taste pretty damn good, they digest very easily, and the whole goal of this meal is to essentially replenish the glycogen that I've just repeated. What was I gonna? I think I was going to say replenished again. I don't know if that makes sense. Depleted. That's what I was going to say. Words, Luke. Words are in my brain, apparently. And this is also, it's not like it's immediately all digested. So, like, some of this is going to be fuel in tomorrow's session. I've got legs tomorrow. So that will be pretty damn nice to get that all done. So, yeah, I'm going to scran into this now. If you've seen my last video, you'll know that I pour water in this, because when you mix whey and water, it tastes pretty much like milk, and that's all right for me. Meal 5 is a bit more expensive because it's got more micronutrients. So we start with a couple of sprays of Fry Light, massive knife there. I'm clearly compensating for something. Then rice cooker protocol, as usual. You notice the glass containers because they are superior. We add 2 times the amount of water to that, 100 grams of rice per meal there. Salt goes in there along with the seasoning, best seasoning on the planet, the Smokehouse Barbecue. Again, this courgette is bigger than me, so we clearly need to chop it up and sort that out. I like to dice it up like this at the moment because it tastes good. We then scrape those in along with the peppers, and the amount of times I almost chopped my fingers off because I was looking through the POV camera here was absolutely ridiculous. So hopefully it's worth it for you guys. Then it's time to make the smoothie. If I wasn't looking through the camera, I probably wouldn't have dropped that one. Hot water goes in so I don't get brain freeze again. Rice is ready, so we divide that up fairly evenly. Again, I'm not weighing it out. I eat all the food, it doesn't matter. Same approach goes with the chicken mince, but because it's pretty hard to roughly get that out, I will weigh this one and make sure that it's about the same amount. This one was about 230 grams per portion. We add the bit of rice in there. We add some beetroot in because, again, micronutrients. Who doesn't like beetroot? We've got to get the magic spoon. Everyone knows that if you don't eat with the right spoon, it just feels wrong. Mustard and macadamia nut oil goes on, and this meal is a banger. So that is meal 5 done and dusted, guys. We've got another 45 grams of protein, including some trace stuff from that meal, from the rice and that sort of thing. So that is meal 4 ready to eat. We got another 45 grams of protein in here, mostly from the chicken, but then we are going to have some from the carbs as well from the rice. And all of the veggies in there have got minimal amounts. I don't track that, I don't need to worry about that. That's okay. We've obviously got the shake here as well. And then another 15 grams of fat also. If you are not on the macadamia nut oil, get on the macadamia nut oil. It's so good. Last meal, so also the supplements going in. We've got some omega-3, some magnesium, and a melatonin tablet. We will get that in and we will be all good. By this point, you have obviously realised that this was not all filmed on one day, because unlike most people, I don't do my meal prep all in one go because it would take absolutely hours. So I cook something like this, takes half an hour, and then I have a couple of other portions or a couple of other meals that I will meal prep on the other day. So I'll meal prep my chili on a different day. I might have done oats today, and then the breakfast and the post-workout meal are proper easy to do there and then on the spot. So if you have enjoyed this video so far, you want to see more videos like this, then hit the like button. If not, if you hate me, if you somehow made it to this point and you still hate me, don't know how you could because I'm awesome, then dislike, boost us up in the algorithm with a hate comment, and I will see the rest of you